we were doing the classification of industries, and when we have done the classification, the first type that we saw is based on raw material. After that, we move on to the second classification, and that is based on size of the industry. If we classify on the basis of size, then it can be further classified as small scale industries and the large scale industries. The small scale industries are those industries where everything required is in small quantity, whether it is the labor, the raw material, the money that is required, the production which is carried on, everything is on a small basis. And the best example of a small scale industry can be the silk weaving industries and the food processing industries. When I talk of the large scale industries, then everything is on a large scale, whether it is the production, the raw material, the labor, the money, the equipments, the infrastructure, everything is huge. And which industry comes to your mind if I talk of the large scale industry? Has to be big heavy industries. It can be the heavy machine industries and the automobile industries. So, you have seen on the basis of raw material, you have seen on the basis of size, and the third classification is the ownership industry. That is, the industry belongs to whom. Now, the further sub-classification of industries on the basis of ownership is the private industry, the joint industry and the cooperative industry. When I talk of the private industry, it means it is an industry which belongs privately to an individual, group of individuals. So, it is in the hands of one or few people. And the example is the Hindustan Aeronauticals Limited. The second sub-classification is the joint industry. Joint industry means the industry which is being held or which is being run together by the government and the individual. That is, there is a handshake between the government and the people, and Maruti Udyog Limited is the best example of a joint sector. The third is the cooperative sector. The cooperative sector is a very interesting sector because this involves the involvement of the workers and the people who give the raw material. That is, the people working there and the people who are giving the raw material are the owners of such a sector. And the most flourishing example that I can quote here is of Anand Milk, and you all know that the Amul that we use is the example of a cooperative sector.